Hi, today I'm making a turkey dinner, and to start I have prepared what I need to sear on high in the Ninja to make the stuffing. I have collected my breadcrumbs from ends of bread and buns and different things. I've cleaned out the freezer and dried breadcrumbs for the stuffing. I have a couple cups of celery, a couple cups of onions, a couple tablespoons or 3 tablespoons of garlic, and a half a pound of butter to start. And if I need more butter for the breadcrumbs, I'll add as required. So it's time to get started. The neat thing about what I'm doing today is we enjoy our turkey dinner, but more importantly, we enjoy the turkey shepherd's pie that I make with all the leftovers from the dinner. And this may sound ridiculous, but I make extra stuffing, extra gravy, and vegetables to match the amount of meat that turkey that I'm going to have from the bird, so that we can make, or I can make, turkey shepherd's pie, which is even more of a favorite than the turkey dinner, if you can believe it. I've got the Ninja already preheated in high sear mode, so I'm going to bring it over and start building the stuffing. My butter is frozen, so oh, look at that go. Put the onions in. So I don't know, I haven't really decided if I should do this in split videos and then do a playlist that is turkey dinner. I don't know how many people are tuning in that are new to cooking that would like to see a turkey dinner, the turkey dinner I build for that takes us to the turkey shepherd's pie. I'm not really sure what I should be doing here. I mean, part of my thought process is, who doesn't know how to do vegetables? As it is, I'm going to steam my vegetables using the Instapot, which is my favorite to use for steaming vegetables. So I'll end up with more stuffing than what the bird can hold. So I have a way of packing the stuffing around the bird to accommodate the extra stuffing. I got strict instructions this morning: extra gravy, extra stuffing, and extra yams. I laughed. It's like, this is the first time I've made this meal and I don't know how to do it. I'm so glad you chimed in. Okay, so we're gonna let this saute and melt, and I'll go get some seasonings. Okay, so the 2 seasonings I add to my stuffing are poultry seasoning and sage. And I don't do by measurement, I do by smell. So depending on the smell of stuffing that you like, add slowly and build up to the smell that you would like. So I do about equal amounts of both to start. Oh, that smells perfect already, and all I did was 1 sprinkle of each. That's pretty good. Now I've thawed my turkey overnight in the roaster in the oven with the oven light on, because I learned from making yogurt that you could make yogurt in the oven using the oven light, that it runs at about 170 degrees. So my turkey, I put it in around, I think 6 o'clock p.m. last night, and I'm hoping that it'll be thawed enough that even if it's a little bit frozen in the center, I'm turning this off, that I can just use a little bit of hot water, because I rinsed the bird out, the cavity of the bird out anyways. All right, time to add the breadcrumbs. Oh, I'm making a mess. I'm gonna melt some more butter in here. I've got some soft butter. And I'm just gonna let it melt in just a little bit more, just to soften some of the breadcrumbs a little bit. So it'll end up being almost a pound of butter. I've had stuffings that are more in depth with meat and fruit, dried fruits and all that kind of stuff, but I always go back to this very simple basic recipe. There, that looks a little better. So the crumbs aren't all doused in butter, but there is a good generous amount of butter in there, and then the juices from the turkey will get the rest. Time to see if the turkey is thawed. It feels initially thawed. So we'll cut into the plastic and break into the bird. Careful with your knife, don't cut towards yourself. There we go. Undo the legs. It's still frozen in the center as I expected, but thawed enough that I can get out the bag of innards and the neck. Put them aside. And now I'm going to run some hot water in the center of this and rinse it out and start getting it ready to put the stuffing in. I wanted to show you, by being a utility bird, it means that something about the bird is deformed in terms of a perfect turkey, and in this case, this part of the wing is missing on this side, and because of that, I got a really good price on this bird. So it is ready to be stuffed, if I can get it to sit straight. Going forward, I have a couple pieces of foil, quite large. This is hot. You might want to cool it. I have thermal gloves that allow me to pick it up while it's hot. So some gloves, the stuffing, some palm oil, and I'm going to also use the little bits that were inside the turkey. I like to use the little, keep the pulped nose in the flap of the bird because I fill it here. So here I go. I just need to rinse my fingers, get my gloves on, and start to fill the bird. I actually like to put it a bit on an angle, which uses the gravity naturally. And then I start pushing it and packing it in to the back of the bird. Oh, it smells good. It's early again for me, so I'm going to cook this slow, 300 degrees. I always thought it was a shame that you couldn't get more stuffing, because when you figure what goes first, it's the stuffing. Everybody wants more stuffing, so I'm like, okay, let's get more stuffing in there. Well, I might not need my foil today. Which means I could get fired as a cook, meaning that I didn't make enough stuffing, ha ha ha. See if I can get the legs in there or not. Without, I'm almost breaking my piece of skin there. Let's see what happens. Got it. Okay, so I'm going to turn the turkey around. And fill up the neck to the best of my ability. Because there's quite a flap there of should have done the neck first. Note to self, do neck first. Just keep the stuffing from coming out of there. I'm gonna turn it so I can fill the flap there. Look at that. Nice big flap of skin. I love to use it for the turkey. Look at that, it's just taking it all. And sometimes, depending on how the flap is, I'll use a toothpick to secure it. We'll see how this works. I've got to watch too that I don't fill this so much that it ends up longer than my baking pan is or my roaster is. So we'll just tuck that in there like so. I usually do this in my sink, so this is a little bit of a process that I don't usually do on the counter. I usually crumb and make my mess of this on the, what's that? I kept this stuffing intact using the foil. Now I'm gonna do a silly and lift the bird out because I have a bunch of stuffing on the bottom, and I don't mind the stuffing in the gravy, but I don't want to start with that much already. So I'll just put it there for now. Dump out the excess. Oh, you know what I forgot to do was spray the roaster with cooking oil. Okay, so I have some canola cooking spray, and I'm just going to give this a quick spray. Makes for easy cleanup. And then I have a cooling rack that I use to keep the bird up off of the bottom of the pan, which makes it actually easier to get it out of the pan after. There, look at that. How's that for guesstimating? Well, I might not use the foil so much for stuffing. Oh, still got a fair bit. Okay, so what I like to do here is I like to pack it a little bit more here. And then I take the neck and just place it on top. That's after I baste it, or okay, so the next step I'm going to do is I take some palm oil into my hand, and I get it all in my hands, and then I rub this puppy down. This is palm oil. If you've watched any of my videos where I talk about palm oil is absolutely excellent for getting the brown roasted or sauteed look to anything that I'm cooking. And I just absolutely, so I'm just massaging this oil all over, and I do not have to baste this bird. And I don't have to do anything special to it. I don't have to do anything special to it, and it will be golden brown. Crispy golden brown. There, so he's sitting a little, he wants to sit heavy on the one side. So I'll see if I can, there, that looks better. Okay, I need to wash my hands because I'm covered in oil. Okay, so palm oil no longer needed. Oh, here we go. So now that the, well, let's put some palm oil on our neck. And I'm going to place it on top of the stuffing to add juices to the stuffing right here. Okay, so I'm going to take the stuffing and put it in a pouch. I'm going to add a little bit of palm oil to this because it doesn't get the fats from the bird as much, although I will be adding the, I think this is heart, I'm not sure. Usually you get heart and lungs. Usually you get a packet and you get heart and lungs and whatnot, but this one is, like I said, it's a utility bird. So I bring up the sides, get them centered, and then I fold it and fold it again, and then I just flip over the ends. And then remember I said that the bird kept flipping to one side, so that's the side I'm going to stick this packet in here, and that will be our extra stuffing. Clean up my mess. Now it's the test to see if the roaster lid will go on, and if it won't go on, then I'll cover it with foil. No, it doesn't go on. So it means I need foil. Ooh, turkey dinner. I typically will get at least two turkey shepherd's pie casserole dishes to go in the freezer, and then we'll do up a couple of plates for the next couple of nights. Some turkey for turkey sandwiches and or other turkey recipes depending on how much turkey is left over. And into the oven at 350 degrees for a slow cook, because I'm ahead of time and I now need to prep vegetables and potatoes and whatnot. Let's have a peek and see how this turkey is. Look at that. Okay, so I'm just gonna put it back in the oven for a little bit to get it to brown a little bit more, but it is cooked. Okay, so here we are, a golden brown turkey. I'm going to move the stuffing pouch. Oh, and it was sitting in the juices, so that's a plus. And using my thermal gloves, I am going to try and remove this turkey from the roaster. Oh, it's falling apart. There we go. And look at the juices for that gravy to come. I'm going to use a dinner plate as a makeshift lid and stir or drain off the juices from the vegetables. Wasn't much left. I don't know. The vegetables got mixed up a little bit. Oh, see if you can. There's the vegetables. I'm just gonna keep them warm while I make the gravy. Put them back in the Instapot in warm cycle. Okay, so the potatoes are done also. Okay. Sorry, I'm blocking the camera. I'm putting them back in because I'm going to keep them warm while I make the gravy. And the first thing I'm going to do is take this turkey neck off and put it on the plate with the other stuffing that I made. Get a casserole dish for putting the stuffing in. Look at that. just, the bird is just falling apart. Okay, so turn the bird around. And then with a paring knife, I'm going to cut along that bit of skin and remove the stuffing that's here. Hey Victor, you want some skin? Come and get it. There you go. It's hot. Gee, I wonder why. It just came out of the oven.
What was in the oven?
Just to get it cooked, I suppose.
Oh.
All right. Put the stuffing back in the oven on. I'm putting it at 250 degrees. My gravy is starting to boil. You know how it is. Turkey dinner, you start racing around because everything needs attention at the same time. Just not used to this kind of food, right, Victor?
Right. This is strange, normal food.
It's all, yeah, it's normal food. It's...
Mmm.
Is it a do-over?
Yes, definitely. Turkey moist. It's all
Turkey's
done.
moist, considering it's a utility turkey.
And
oh yeah,
the
this
stuffing is delicious.
It should be. I actually had to go to the store and buy sage because I didn't have sage. I, the one that never runs to the store, had to go to the store.
Everything is good. Gravy's good. Veggies are good. Definitely do-over as usual.
But no room on your plate for your sweet potato.
I'll have some after.
Any comments? No, you haven't even had a chance yet. It's hot, right?
Hot.
It's hot.
Good veggies.
Good veggies.
Veggies are
Merry
done.
Christmas.
Yeah, thank you.
Because this is your Christmas dinner, right?
Yeah.
Or Christmas present.
Yeah.
Not Christmas dinner, but Christmas present.
Yeah. New Year's dinner.
Because I did ham
Ham,
for Christmas, yeah.